It's not amusing. It's serious and embarrassing.
I'll say it's embarrassing. For me, too.
Joan, wait!
I can't figure it out, Doctor, how anybody could be strong enough to pull lock, hinges, and all right from the door of that chicken house. I never heard anything like it, not since the destruction of Gehenna. Deadfall all around the place.
You mean to say they all were killed?
What wasn't dead was gone. The sight I've seen, Doctor, I wouldn't believe it if I wouldn't have seen it with my own eyes. It must have been a terrific struggle. All those animals, and all crushed pretty near the same way. Worst of all, Daisy, my shepherd watchdog.
Oh, that's too bad, George. But tell me, do you think Willie could have done all of these things?
I don't know, Doctor. Must have taken a pair of pretty strong hands to rip this thing out of its place. I don't know, I can't say.
I'm going away.
Ridiculous. You're not going anywhere.
I am leaving. But before I go out...
Dr. Fletcher. Don't misunderstand, son. I
think I understand.
I'm sorry you had to see this, Bob.
I'm sorry too, sir.
Go to your room, Paula. Bob, I want to speak to you.
That will have to wait, Dr. Fletcher.
Are the prints blurred?
No, they're clear enough. But the whole thing gets me. There's no classification for them.
In what way do you mean?
I'll flash them on for you. This one, Doctor, is the normal size enlarged. It was taken from the bottle you brought in. And this one was taken from the lock and mental hasp. Here's the thing that gets me, though. Take another look at them.
What do you make of it?
There's something unholy about those prints. They're not like anything on record. You know very well there are no two fingerprints in the world that match, but those do. Except in size, they're identical in every particular.
How would you designate them, then?
Well, if you ask me, they seem to be a combination of the human and anthropoid.
Yes. Yes, I see.
But I'd like to know more about it, Doctor. It's got me intrigued. How'd you get them, and what are you after?
Well, I'm not prepared to say just yet. You see, it's all part of an experiment. But thank you ever so much.
Not at all, and come in again. Like I said, I'm mighty interested.
Thank you.
Well, sit down, Mr. Whitney. How long have you known this young lady?
Not very long. Why?
The bruises on her shoulder and arms. How did she get them?
I don't know exactly. I wanted to talk to you about that.
When I questioned her about them, she seemed to be incoherent.
What do you think's wrong with her, Doctor?
Generally, she seems to be all right. There are certain attributes which puzzle me greatly. For a normal girl, she has unusual strength. There are peculiar characteristics about her heart and respiration. But it's her mental makeup that seems to be harder to define than anything I've ever experienced.
In what way do you mean?
Well, for one thing, there's undoubtedly a peculiar emotional instability there. It might be a fear complex. She seemed very much afraid of me, mumbled something about being afraid of all doctors.
But you are convinced she should be under a doctor's care?
Well, we've had very little case history to go on. Nevertheless, I'd say there is a need, a definite need.
Yes, that's why I brought her to you. You see, she was being treated by a doctor.
Yes? Well, why didn't you tell me this before?
Well, I wasn't quite sure he was on the right track. And I thought I'd sort of check.
The doctor treating her would obviously know a great deal more about the case than I. If he's handling it, he'd know what was best for her, and you should have confidence in him. I think the wisest thing for you to do is to get her back to him as soon as you can. Oh, here's the young lady now.
We're going, Paula.
The young man and I have talked it over, and he'll see that you get proper care, I'm sure. So don't worry, and goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Whitney.
Thank you, Doctor. Come, Paula.
It gets me. All these goings on around here. I don't know what's come over this place.
I don't know whether to call the police or what to do.
I'm all for waiting for.
Oh, Dr. Fletcher, I'm so glad you're back.
Why? What's happened now?
I guess George can explain better than I.
Well, sir, it ain't pleasant news. I don't know how to start.
Oh, come now, George. Get to the point. What is it?
It's about Willie.
Oh. You found him?
Yeah, in the wooded section, right down near the lake, you know. Well, sir, there he was.
Dead.
His eyes open, but just like them birds and animals. His chest and body all crushed in.
This is horrible, Miss Gray.
He was such a well-meaning lad.
You didn't move the body?
Oh, no, sir. I don't want to brag, but I'm not afraid of anything alive. But when it comes to dead things, I don't like to touch them. Not even a dead fish, you might say.
Miss Gray, have you seen Paula?
Paula? I thought she was with you.
With me?
Yes, she's been gone all day.
See that nobody goes near that wooded section until we get the police. I'll be back soon.
I don't know, Daddy. I told you I don't know.
I called him as I passed by, but he's not in his cottage.
Bob's old enough to take care of himself. I'm not his keeper.
Now listen to me, Joan. It's important that I know. Where is he?
We had a quarrel. He went off somewhere.
What? Where did he go?
Why don't you ask Paula?